Number 6, I think I'm just flying through this stuff. I hope, I don't know if everyone's still listening, but if you are, I appreciate you guys. Super honored to be on this call with you guys. I think we have like 26, 27 people, so it's a great group, and you guys keep me going. So I appreciate y'all joining me on this, and look forward to catching up here in a few minutes. Number 6, accounting and finance. You know, obviously, it's very important that you have your numbers like easily accessible. To me, by far, like the accounting software out there, QuickBooks, is just, like, there's no one really that truly matches it. And even if you have some financial capability in your EHR, your electronic health record, so that software we talked about a few slides back, even if you were to say like, utilize that software and they had a financial component to it, it's not going to have the level of depth that you're going to get with obviously something like QuickBooks. But something to take into consideration is, do you plan on utilizing credit cards? Do you plan on drafting people's accounts, their kind of like e-checks, like through like an ACH authorization form? Do you plan on doing these things? If so, you would need to set up a merchant account, and you can use it. You could go through QuickBooks. You could use your local bank. At the end of the day, you're gonna have all these different options, and you're gonna find out some people have a flat rate. It's just like 3.5% across the board. Some people have like different rates, and the rate might depend on whether it's an American Express card or a MasterCard or a Visa card. And you have to decide, okay, are you gonna eat that cost as a convenience, or are you gonna pass it on to the consumer? But it's gonna be something you're gonna wanna do, and you don't wanna limit it down to just trying to collect checks or cash. Like, to me, at the end of the day, like, if you can, you have everyone set up on credit cards and ACH drafts, and you're the one that's like, sending the invoice and, and actually processing the payment at the same time, like that's gonna free up a lot of the time that you might have to chase money down or chase the accounts receivable because someone hasn't paid, or you're trying to find out, okay, where did the check go? They gave it to the front desk person, and then it got passed over to so-and-so, and now we can't find it. Can you write us a new check? And all those kind of like headaches. You don't have to deal with that. So tracking attendance, does that electronic health record system that you're gonna use, will it track attendance? Will it track it hourly, daily, weekly, monthly? How are you going to bill? Are you going to be doing these things yourself? Or is there some capability built in that software that's going to track that for you? And then if so, who's going to be primarily responsible for that? Because that's going to be directly tied to billing. But it's going to all come down to your pricing structure. Do you charge hourly? Do you charge daily, half day, full day? Do you charge in 15-minute increments? Do you charge in hour increments and half-hour increments on the hourly side? Do you charge weekly or monthly memberships? These are all things that you would have to kind of figure out, but how are you going to track it so that way that, whoever you're billing, you can actually create a corresponding bill to like their usage, because everyone's gonna be a little bit different. Just in the private pay model. Now, again, I know I said in the beginning, like, we're primarily focused on private pay, but at the end of the day, we try as an organization ourselves to never have to say no to anyone. So we still accept Medicaid. It just only makes up about 10% of our business. And that being said, things that you need to be aware of is, depending on your state, you might have to get a contract with a Medicaid care organization or an MCO, or sorry, not a Medicaid care, a managed care organization, or also known as an MCO, or your state you might work with directly. They might specifically, you might bill Medicaid directly through the state. So do you need a contract with them? Obviously you're gonna need an NPI number. We did a video on that not too long ago, but are you gonna need a contract with that MCO provider? Do you need to complete some paperwork with the state to qualify for the Medicaid thing? What would you have to do there? And then how does the billing side of it work? So then a lot of times what will happen is we'll get an authorization form. We'll get the authorization form from the insurance company, and they're like, all right, so-and-so is approved for X number of days per week at this rate. And then we'll have to wait for that approval before that person can start services. So making sure that you have a way to collect and account for those approvals. And then when it comes to long-term care forms, if you have someone that's on private pay and they have long-term care insurance, a lot of times that long-term care insurance company will need some sort of proof that they utilize services the previous month. So say, March 1st rolls around, you're going to be completing a form on March 1st for February 1st through February 28th. It's going to have information on there, and you might have to provide supporting documents of when they attended, how long they attended for, what their total billing was, and that might be something that might need to then be submitted off to that long-term care insurance company for that family to be reimbursed for their long-term care services to pay for your adult daycare.